character is destiny. And the thought behind that is that, your destiny is determined by what's inside. Like the full extension of that is that your thoughts, you have to be mindful of what you think, right? You don't want to have engage in a lot of negative thinking, because negative thinking become negative words. Your negative words turn into negative actions. Your negative actions become habits. Your habits become your character, and character is destiny. Right? So narcissistic mothers. A lot of narcissistic mothers look for a source to fuel their narcissistic supply. And oftentimes that's the kids. The kids, unfortunately, don't have much of a choice. Similar to the Asian kid when in the story that I mentioned earlier, he said that, hey, I've learned to appease you. I just want you to be happy. And that's largely what kids who grow up with narcissistic mothers do. With narcissistic mothers raise their kids often either to be clones of themselves, where the kids grow up to become narcissistic adults, or they grow up not being assertive and learning to be people pleasers. And especially when boys grow up to be men who are people pleasers and not assertive, women tend to have a lot of problems with guys like that, right? They tend to not really respect men because they expect their men to be leaders, and they expect their men to be assertive. Right, Sweet Jones. It must be two sides. It's two sides, right? The children are possessions. That's right, Maad. They look at the children as possessions because they see the children as an extension of themselves. And you can recognize these narcissistic mothers even when they're married, because they talk about children as if the children only belong to them, that like they have sole proprietorship over the children. They don't talk about the kids being our kids. Both the man and father, it's my kids. They see them as an extension of themselves. And as you mentioned, they see them as possessions. So they raise their daughters to be strong and independent like them. Oftentimes, they plant seeds of doubt and mistrust. They tell them that you can't trust a man, that men are no good, that men will leave you. And so what happens is it seems like these women are preparing women to be independent in the event that men leave. But what they end up doing is creating a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? There's a saying that character is destiny. And the thought behind that is that, your destiny is determined by what's inside. Like the full extension of that is that your thoughts, you have to be mindful of what you think, right? You don't want to have engage in a lot of negative thinking, because negative thinking become negative words. Your negative words turn into negative actions. Your negative actions become habits. Your habits become your character, and character is destiny. So if you start to think, that, hey, I don't need no man, you will verbalize, I don't need no man, I'm independent. You verbalize it. And oftentimes someone who's interested in you will be turned off and just stay away. Right? Because, who wants to be around somebody who says they don't need them? And as you're verbalizing those, your actions indicate it. You start to you go to college, take multiple loans, get your master's degree. You're not even thinking about marriage. You're only thinking about your academic accomplishments and career accomplishments. And then your actions, it becomes your character. It becomes part of who you are. And before you know it, it becomes your destiny. And you become a single mother, or you become someone who's alone and doesn't get married, all stemming from the thought that you allowed to enter your head from the very beginning. Your thoughts were negative, and ultimately it ended up becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy. So you have to be mindful about, the things that you allow to swim in your head, the things that you allow to think. It's always best to think positive thoughts, right? So, but